All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. We're looking at the ultimate, most exclusive club in all of sports, the all-time leading goal scorers in FIFA World Cup history. Thousands of players have stepped onto that pitch, but only a tiny, elite fraction have mastered the absolute hardest thing to do in football, putting the ball in the back of the net. Today, we're talking about the absolute best of the best. But to really wrap our heads around these records, we've got to talk about the sheer scale of this tournament. 2,720. That is the exact number of goals scored since the very first World Cup way back in 1930. We're talking 964 matches across 22 editions. It is a massive, staggering number. But, as you'll see, a surprisingly huge chunk of those goals belongs to just a handful of guys. And this brings us to the ultimate individual prize, the Golden Boot. Now, it was actually called the Golden Shoe when it was first introduced in 1982, before switching to the Golden Boot in 2010. Sure, lifting the World Cup trophy is the ultimate dream, but this award, this is the peak of individual glory. And the absolute legends we're covering today didn't just win this once, they dominated across multiple tournaments. To make sense of this massive history, we're going to break these 25 legends down into 4 distinct tiers. First up, a century of goals. Then, single tournament wonders. After that, the active challengers. And we'll wrap it up with the top 3 kings. So let's start with tier 1, a century of goals, which really sets the foundation for this elite list. Just breaking into this club requires a level of consistency most pros literally only dream of. Look at the sheer diversity of talent right here at the 9-goal mark. We are spanning decades. You've got Brazil's Adamir making waves early on, right alongside his countryman Jairzinho, who, get this, actually scored in every single game of the 1970 tournament. Crazy, right? Then we have Italian icons like the 1982 hero Paolo Rossi, the legendary Roberto Baggio, and of course Portugal's Eusebio. What ties all these different players together? Exactly 9 goals on the biggest stage. Rounding out this 9-goal tier, we see a wild mix of extreme efficiency versus pure longevity. Take Italy's Christian Vieri, for instance. He smashed his 9 goals in just 9 matches. That's literally a goal-a-game average against the fiercest defenses on the planet. On the flip side, you have West Germany's Uwe Seeler, who built his total through sheer endurance, grinding it out over 21 matches. Totally different paths, but they ended up at the exact same legendary destination. Stepping up to the 10-goal mark, we are running into absolute titans of the sport. We're talking lethal finishers like Argentina's Gabriel Batistuta and England's Gary Lineker. And check out Peru's Teofilo Cubillas. He scored 5 goals in 2 completely separate tournaments. Plus, you've got an active legend right there in the mix. Germany's Thomas Muller, who racked up his 10 goals by completely dominating the 2010 and 2014 editions. Moving right along to Tier 2, single tournament wonders. This is where guys just exploded onto the scene. Now, most players chip away at these records over a decade, right? But some literally wrote their history in a single month. The contrast is mind-boggling. Look at this, sustained greatness versus an explosive anomaly. Lionel Messi took 5 World Cups and 26 matches to hit 13 goals. But then you look at just Fontaine, he hit that exact same 13-goal mark in 1 single World Cup. 6 matches. 6! When you see the data laid out like that, it's just incredible. 13. That is the magic number set by France's Just Fontaine back in 1958. It is the absolute most goals ever scored by one player in a single World Cup. Honestly, with how organized and tactical modern defenses are today, Fontaine's record seems basically untouchable. He was just an unstoppable force in Sweden that year. And the crazy thing is, Fontaine isn't completely alone in this hyper-efficient club. These 4 guys are the ultimate anomalies. Fontaine, Sandor Casas, Adamir, and Eusebio, they all cemented their legendary status by scoring 9 or more goals in just 1 single World Cup appearance. Casas netted 11 in 1954, Adamir got 9 in 1950, and Eusebio hit 9 in 1966. They showed up, conquered the tournament, and honestly, they never even needed a second attempt. All right, on to Tier 3, the active challengers. The record is officially under siege. History is meant to be rewritten, and right now, the all-time scoring record is under serious threat. FIFA themselves put it best. Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe are the closest active challengers. This ultimate crown is definitely not safe while these 2 giants are still lacing up their boots. And the best part? We're actively watching this race unfold right in front of us. Let's look at Argentina's maestro first. Messi's path to 13 goals was all about unmatched longevity and resilience. He built this record across 5 World Cups and 26 matches, and it all culminated in that absolutely majestic 7-goal performance in 2022, carrying his team to the trophy. It really is a testament to how he's adapted his game to stay world-class for nearly 2 decades.
Then, in stark contrast, you have France's Kylian Mbappé. Get this. Mbappé already has 12 goals, but he's done it in just 2 World Cups and only 14 matches. He snatched the Golden Boot in 2022 with 8 strikes, including that unbelievable hat-trick in the final. His scoring pace is frankly terrifying. He's young, he's hungry, and he's on a very realistic trajectory to completely shatter the record books.
Finally, let's hit Tier 4, the top 3 kings, the ultimate summit of World Cup goal scoring. So who stands at the very top of the mountain? Well, over the last 50 years, the title of greatest goal scorer has been like a fiercely contested relay race between 3 legendary strikers. Back in 1974, West Germany's Gerd Muller set the bar, and it stood untouched for decades until Brazil's Ronaldo finally took the crown in 2006. Then, fast forward to 2014, and Miroslav Klose surpassed Ronaldo to become the new king. It's just a continuous lineage of pure goal-scoring royalty. What blows my mind is that out of the thousands of goals in World Cup history, the top 3 spots are separated by just a single goal each. Muller at 14, Ronaldo at 15, Klose at 16. It just goes to show you that at the absolute pinnacle of this sport, the margins for historical greatness are razor-thin. Sitting at number 3 is West Germany's Gerd Muller. Der Bomber had this lethal finishing ability inside the box, bagging 14 goals in a mere 13 matches. And he did it across just 2 World Cups, 1970 and 1974. I mean, he famously scored an astonishing 10 goals in the 1970 tournament alone. His instinct for finding space and netting the ball was totally unmatched in his era. Just one step above him, holding the silver medal, is Brazil's phenomenal Ronaldo. 15 goals across 19 matches. Now, while he was on 4 World Cup squads, his legacy is really defined by that epic comeback masterclass in 2002. He dominated that tournament with 8 goals, totally erasing the heartbreak of '98 and leading Brazil to ultimate glory. He was the perfect combination of speed, power, and unbelievable technique. But the man who wears the crown today is Germany's Miroslav Klose. Now, he might not be the flashiest name on the list, but his relentless consistency across 4 World Cups secured him the top spot with 16 goals. Klose was just the ultimate tournament player. 5 goals in 2002, 5 in 2006, 4 in 2010, and then those historic, record-breaking 2 goals in 2014 across 24 matches. He is the absolute definition of sustained greatness on the world stage. Which brings us right back to the present day. As we look back at these historic feats, the entire globe is gearing up for the next chapter. The 2026 World Cup in Canada, Mexico, and the United States is rapidly approaching, and a new tournament means a massive new opportunity for these long-standing records to be put to the test. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. With Mbappé sitting at 12 goals and Messi at 13, both of them are breathing right down Klose's neck. Are we about to witness history being rewritten in 2026? Will that ultimate record finally fall? It is a truly compelling storyline, and it's exactly what makes the sport so absolutely captivating. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep your eyes on the data, and I'll see you next time as we unpack more fascinating insights